Hey everybody, Quante95 here, and welcome back to more Let's Play Kirby Superstar. And let's continue with Cavios. Now this level is actually really short and easy. All it is almost like a little boss rush, but for the mini bosses only. This is where the mini bosses get to shine. And gosh, I'm already almost dead. That Gordo did like a huge chunk of damage. But you get some of the most important powers here. Speaking of the powers or the copy abilities, you don't actually get the cook ability, if you're wondering that. Should have been actually pretty obvious, because you can't really use one-time abilities more than once. And if you could, that should sort of be breaking the game, if you know what I mean. So that sort of, like, rules out the crash ability and all the other abilities like that you can only use one time. But either way, that should have been very obvious. But right here, we're going to be getting the bomb ability. Go figure. And the maximum tomato, because I definitely need that. Oh my gosh. Almost died again, like right at the beginning of the episode too. But they're pretty generous with food and Milky Way wishes, which is weird because this is like the final sub game and it has 5 stars, but they set food out everywhere. Get another copy ability right here, hammer ability, so pretty much can take out all these mini bosses in one hit now, because the hammer has a fire ability. It can take out bosses generally fast. I'm gonna take out Bugsy right here in a minute. Where is he at? Oh, you sit still. There we go. See, one hit and that thing goes down. As for the puzzling aspect of this level, it's not really puzzling like the last few levels. The only thing that you really have to do is swim up here against the current, hit the switch, and the switch doesn't actually go back up, so the door stays activated and you can get the rock ability. Woohoo! So it's pretty simple stuff. Let's plow through everything. Wow, we're so powerful. I need to get down there before everything, before all the stuff started flying at me. Now without a newfound hammer ability, we can take down this boss very easily. Well, the hammer ability is the best ability to use for this boss, in my personal opinion, because you're invincible when you do certain attacks, like the little spinning hammer thing that I'm doing now. You don't really get hit by stuff when you're in that animation, so it just makes the boss fight really easy. So, you know, the hammer, it's really good when fighting bosses, along with the plasma ability. But I tend to like to use the hammer when I'm fighting huge bosses. That's just how I am. Anyway, we're done. That went by pretty fast. And let's move on to Mecheye. Or Mecheye, whatever you call it. It's a mech stage, okay? This stage is actually very confusing to me because I really don't know where some of the copy abilities are. Like, certain times in this LP, or at least in the Milky Way Wishes, I've been at least finding like 3 copy abilities in every stage, or at least that's what I've noticed. But in this one, I can only seem to find like 1 or 2. So I have no idea if I'm missing one in this particular like room or segment. I was pretty sure there was one in here, but I can't find it, so. I would have thought it would have been in between those blocks somehow or somewhere, but it's not. So I have no idea where it could be. Or if there's even one in here to begin with. Still have no idea. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on ahead because I still have no idea if I missed one. I probably missed it, but who cares? You can yell at the screen all you want to, but I'm still not gonna hear you. Let's get the copy ability out, because I don't want to lose a life or anything. And they kind of trick you, because you would think that you need to go through this door, but you only need to go through it to get a copy ability, and you can probably already tell what ability we're going to be getting in this room. That's right, the yo-yo! And the yo-yo is actually very helpful in this level as well. I know, I guess you could say they try to trick you a little, because certain doors that you go through, you can't go back out of them, essentially implying that you missed something. And you would think that you wouldn't have to go through that door because they'd just block you off, but that's actually just a copy ability door. Because they've done that many times where you just can't go back to get important things after you've gone through a door, so, I don't know. That's if you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, then just disregard what I've been saying for the entire time. But yeah, as you can see, that puzzle right there is why the yo-yo is so, like, useful on this stage, I guess you could say. And yet, we're going into another boss rush, so the hammer ability is going to be, like, one of the most important things we can use. If I could just get to it fast enough. Jeez. But yeah, each of the places off to the sides are bosses. There's only one correct route you can take, and that's the only one I'm going to show, just for time's sake. But if you come way up here, you get the plasma ability, which is also good against bosses, but not as powerful as the hammer ability. But this is the correct route you want to take. You'll fight bonkers, and a door will appear. So if you know exactly what to do, this boss, or this level, will go by pretty fast as well. Come on. This is our rematch, Heavy Lobster, after you didn't let me show the fans the paint ability. I wonder if he spews the paint in this one. I'm actually kind of curious to see. Because then I can properly show it off. Oh, he does. Let me get it. Okay, so now let's correctly show off what the paint ability does. It actually blinds Heavy Lobster. And they would explain this if we were still in the Revenge of Meta Knight, but we're not, so he doesn't know exactly where we are, which is why he's shooting in a different direction, and I just destroy him like that. And that was pretty easy. Weird that I'm saying that and I've been dying in different sub-games this entire LP. But for some reason, the hardest sub-game of them all is the easiest for some reason. But that does it for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be doing this one. So, I will see you guys in the next episode of Kirby Superstar. This has been Quante95.